Product itself is essentially, it's a hyper-converged 3 servers, control plane. Everything is private to the 3 servers, and that's kind of like your initial footprint. We do back the storage is Ceph as well. So in addition to OpenStack, there's a Ceph layer underneath that. But we really focused on trying to make sure that it could be really small. And it's because as an entry point, it allows it to be really low cost, but it has everything that you need that you may have to have as a small cloud. So sometimes people will say, well, you can train on a single box, and of course you can. But what if you need to learn how to live migrate things? What if you need to learn to knock a machine offline and figure out what to do when those things happen? And so those are only things that you can do when you actually have like a true cluster, and that you're running it in the way that from a production standpoint, in the long run, you actually would run it. And so we focused on making sure that it could be small, it could be inexpensive, and that we actually bill by usage on an hourly basis. And so this kind of aligns with that's what everybody goes like.
That seems pretty disruptive for a private OpenStack as a service. I mean, that's really as a service.
It is as a service, and that is the when we looked at the trivial part, and I said, hey, look, if we really want people to just say, I'm going to get into this, it's got to be something that they trust is trivial, they can get into, try it, understand it, turn it off, start another one. Or even like, this is what I really think is interesting for us. So when we're talking to a lot of public cloud providers, typically like VPS companies that are running on OpenStack, one of the first things that they say that's interesting to them is it lets them develop and adopt the new releases of OpenStack, or the new releases of Ceph, maybe in this case, but the new releases of OpenStack, and then also to add additional components. Like there's a ton of VPS providers out there running on OpenStack that don't today offer Kubernetes. Well, it's because it's a little bit complicated to go through the process to understand, okay, what's going to be in here? Do I understand Magnum and Octavia, or if they're doing it that way? Do I understand it? Do I know how this is going to work? How do I bill for it? Well, guess what? You can fire up a cloud with us in minutes, have that, understand how it's going to work, evaluate it, and make sure that it's right for your production environment, and go through the process, and then apply it back into your production environment. And so one of the ways I really hope that we can be valuable to the overall ecosystem now that is running and selling off of OpenStack is let them develop faster and get onto the more modern stuff.